And we're here, ArchieLuxury Live with Johnny Jarzen. And there's a new Johnny on the block, and Johnny Jarzen is here. And we're very, very pleased to have you here. In Australia, it is 10:44 a.m. What time is it with you, Johnny?
5:45 p.m.
5:45 p.m. Cool.
Yep.
And this is a great chance for us to sit down and have a talk and see how how things are going through the week. I got to tell you, Johnny, I got some unfortunate news this week.
What's that?
I'll show you, Johnny. I'll show you. I've got some very unfortunate news. Can you remember this friend here?
Yes. Yes, I do. Is it all gone now?
Actually, no. I've saved a little drop for you here now.
Oh, there we go. Running on fumes now.
That's it. We're running on fumes. So I just wanted to tell you that was a sensational drop. And have you had that Johnny Walker Platinum before?
No, I don't drink.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
no.
I haven't had it in years.
No, look, it's I got to tell you, Johnny. Look, a lot of people criticize Johnny Walker because it's a blended Scotch.
Right.
A blended Scotch means that they use a couple of distilleries. It's not just one distillery who's making. They have a thing called a single malt, right? Single malt Scotch, and that normally single malt Scotch whiskey from Scotland. To use the term Scotch, it's got to be Scotland. So Japanese would be a whiskey. It's not a Scotch. Okay, it's all this. And what they do is they actually refer to Scotch single malts, and then you have blended. Blended means that it's more than one distillery have put stuff into it. But I got to tell you, in all honesty, Johnny Walker, I started. A lot of people started their drinking whiskey phase by going into Johnny Walker Red Label, then going to the black, and right. I got to say, I got nothing against Johnny Walker. Sure, it's a commercial product. It's a very, it's a very international, you can buy this stuff all over the world. It's so popular. The downside of that is that it's like any product that is so readily marketed through the world. It becomes very homogenous. You know what I mean? They don't want to upset one market, so so it's in all honesty, Johnny Walker Platinum. It's 18-year-old Scotch. It was sensational. It's the only word I can use. It was bloody fantastic.
Good.
And I had snobs over who would say, "Oh, Johnny Walker's this. I'd never buy Johnny Walker." Getting every last bit of it out of it. And I got to tell you, everyone loved the Johnny Walker Platinum, and I had that for a while. When did you give me that? That was a while ago, wasn't it?
Yeah, geez, you've almost had that entire bottle for a year.
Well, see, I've only, because it's such an expensive drop, I don't just gargle it like mouthwash.
Right.
I actually use that as I just savor it. You know what I'm saying? It's something. It's an expensive drink to savor. That's what you should do. You shouldn't just guzzle it. You savor it, and I've really enjoyed it, Johnny. So I just want to say thank you so much for that. That was a beautiful thing.
Not a problem.
Johnny. Next, now I don't know if I've told you this. Next weekend I'm not able to do a show.
Okay.
But the week after that we can resume normal programming.
Yep, not a problem. That'd be good.
I'm scheduling in a nervous breakdown next week. So I'm just penciling that in. I tell you the truth, Johnny, I'm just taking a little bit of time out for myself.
Right.
And I'm taking a little bit of time out for myself, just to have a bit of a relax from the channel. I'm probably going to stop broadcasting from this Sunday for a week or two, a week and a half. I just need to take a break. You know what I mean? That's what I'm doing. I'm just taking a break. So I'll be back. But sometimes doing all this stuff, it can take a bit of a toll on you. It can take a toll, and you got to sometimes just you know, take a break to refocus and get new ideas for the channel. And I'm just gonna have a little bit of a drink, because where are you? What time is it where you are?
5:49, so you're safe.
Okay, so I'm safe. There you go. Somewhere in the world I will be safe. Okay, but Johnny, I got to tell you, it's great. So I'm going to take a little break.
Okay.
And I'm going to announce that on Sunday. I'm just going to take a break. I just had a lot of stress, a lot of pressure, you know, and you know, look, I'm not an easy fucker too. I just want to say this to you, you know. I'm pretty, you know, I've had a punch-up with a friend, and I've had a few punch-ups with friends over the time, and maybe it's me, Johnny. You know, that maybe it's me. I'm not the easiest person to get on with. I've been married 3 times. I've been, you know, I'm difficult, Johnny. I'm sorry. I am difficult. I am difficult. It's the reality, Johnny. I am a difficult person to live with, and yeah, I think it could be me, Johnny. So, you know, don't I'm just want to tell you that I think it could be me. I understand this. I'm not fucking perfect. I'm a bit egotistical. I've got my own issues and own problems. But Johnny, how has your week been? Let's talk about your week. How was your week, Johnny?
Well, very good, actually. Actually, it was a decent week. I have some watch news that is coming out. It seems that Rolex released a new watch. Well, not a new watch, but another version of this watch. The new version.
Yes! This is the new Sea Dweller. The Deep Sea. The Deep Sea.
Sea Dweller. I got a picture up of it on my screen if you want to.
Let's get it up on the screen now, Johnny. Let's not muck around. Let's go. Let's go. Boots in. Boots in. So this is the new Rolex Sea Dweller.
Yes. And it has kind of that. Can you see it now?
Yes, yes, yes. Please, Johnny. This is an amazing piece. I absolutely love it.
I'm surprised that you said you'd love it. I thought that you'd be a little bit turned off by the size on it.
Look, let's just go. Actually, Johnny, I'm just bringing some pics up as well, so that if it flicks between me and you, it'll bring up the new thing. So let's just clarify it. Now, this is the genre is hang on, I'm just trying to get my fucker up here. Just hang on there.
Okay.
Now I just want to clarify. This is actually here we go. This is the new Rolex Deep Sea Dweller. So it's still technically a Sea Dweller, isn't it?
Yes. Yes.
Now it's in the same genre. Now tell me this. I believe this is the same size as the Deep Sea they released some time ago. Is that correct?
Well, there was the first version of this, which was the Deep Sea Dweller, and yes, that was the same. The first version of this had a black dial. This has that nice that new Yachtmaster blue dial, which is very, very, very stunning in person. If you ever get to see it, it's very, very nice shade of blue.
Let me just tell you some trivia. Did you realize why the word Deep Sea is in that green? Do you know what that is?
You know, I do not know why the Deep Sea is in green.
That's because a very famous diver, they're celebrating the 50th anniversary of a famous diver, and that was the color of the submarine that went down that far.
Oh, I did not know that. Very interesting trivia.
Yeah. So it's really I got to be honest with you. I've looked around the forums. I come prepared. Okay, I got to be honest with you, Johnny. I come prepared. I was going to announce this on the channel. I thought, no, let's just leave it for the Saturday show there.
Right.
And what I wanted to say is that I actually like it. There we go. That's something new for me, because normally I hate these new releases. But I got to tell you, I actually think, Johnny, it is. I think it's beautiful. I love it. I love it, Johnny. There you go. I love it. Okay, because let me just explain to you. It's the same size as the current Deep Sea. The size hasn't changed. Nothing's changed on the watch. All they've done is they've got a new dial for it. Is that correct?
That's looks like, from what I can see, yes, that's correct.
Now, this watch is commemorating the James Cameron historic solo dive.
Cameron. Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So that green, as I was mentioning, that green to you. See, that green is actually the same color as his vessel that allowed him to go that far down. Okay, that's why it's that green, because that was the color of the vessel. And I got to tell you, in all honesty, so it's 44 mil, I think, isn't it?
Yes, it's 44 mils. I don't know how thick it is though. It's got to be an awfully thick watch. I wonder how thick. Does it?
I've actually seen one of these. My friend Brian from Zircon Security's got one of these. And I got to tell you, I got to be honest with you. I'm having an about face, okay? I'm very conservative, okay?
Okay.
And I got to say, I'm starting to like these big watches now. Does that sound like I'm about 10 years behind the trend? I hated them. I hated them so much. I actually started the Society for Thin Dress Watches, right? And I've actually come full circle where I actually am starting to like these bigger pieces.
Well, go ahead.
I got to say, because you got the 15400 AP, haven't you?
Right, and that's 41 millimeters.
Yes.
Well, the thing is I think it's a phase that you may go through, because I did have I had some pretty big watches. I had the Breitling Seawolf Avenger.
Yep.
Which is comparable size to this Rolex, and it's about as thick. And it's a very nice looking watch, but it just, I don't know. After a while, you get tired of wearing the bigger watches. I had a 45.5 millimeter Omega Planet Ocean.
Yep.
The new one with the in-house movement, the 8500 movement. And after a while, I just got tired of it. It's just, and I'm sure you'll go through it too. It's just, I don't know. I just don't. The bigger watches don't appeal to me anymore. I think the biggest I would go is 42 millimeter.
Yeah, I gotta say, remember I had that the Tudor Monte Carlo. That was 42 mil.
42,
But and I gotta say, yeah.
It wore big.
Yeah, it did wear bigger. Like I must admit, the Omega Speedmaster, that's 42 mil, but it wears smaller. You know what I mean?
Yes.
But what I love about Rolex, what they've done here, is the fact that, remember the old days, 36 mil for things like the date just?
Yes.
The day date. And it was 40 mil for the sports watches. Rolex has now got a range of pieces. Let's have a look here. See, they've got the 44 mil, the Deep Sea. They got the Explorer 2 at 42 mil. The Milgauss, sorry, the Yachtmaster 2, that's 42 mil. See, they've also got the Explorer.
The Yachtmaster 2 says 44 mil.
Sorry, 44 mil. Sorry, you're right. Correct me there. Yep, you're right there, Johnny. They've also got. Sorry, you are right. It's 44 mil. Sorry, the 42 is the Explorer 2. They got the Explorer 1 at 39 mil. They got so many great pieces, and I got to tell you, Johnny, I got to tell you that I'm starting to get it now. I've got a date just which is 36 mil, okay? And I got to be honest with you. Someone offered me money for it yesterday, and I actually backed out of the deal. I said, no, I don't want to sell it. I love this watch. And I think you, as a man, Johnny, you're a man. See, I think you can actually. Just hang on one tick there, Johnny. Just hang on 1 minute.
Let's say hello to. Looks like hello. Psycho Udog. We've got Nigel Levins.
Sorry about that there. Johnny, I got to tell you, I get this thing with the sizing, okay? I get it, because I reckon it's fantastic. You've got a variety of sizes. The GMT Master 2, it's 40 mil. You got the Sea Dweller, it's 40 mil. You've got the Submariner, that's 40 mil, right? But you've also got 42 and 44. This is fantastic. You've got so much choice. And I got to tell you this, Johnny. I got to tell you, I actually love the new Deep Sea. Now, it's not going to suit everyone. Of course, it's not going to fucking suit everyone.
Right.
But I love the way, you know, the whole dial thing is that when you dive that deep, it's commemorating the James Cameron dive, the historic James Cameron dive. Correct. When you go that fucking deep down, right? It's fucking dangerous shit, Johnny. You understand that or not? It is dangerous shit when you're starting to go that.
Yeah.
That's fucking dangerous. And what happens is you go from the blue to black. It's just black. It's just absolutely fucking black. And that's what the dial represents. And I got to tell you, I reckon it's fucking cool. Now, I wouldn't buy one new. I don't buy things new. I don't do that. You know, that's not. I'm just saying to you, I don't buy shit new, okay, Johnny? And I've lectured you on this, and you don't either. You don't buy things new either, do you?
No, I bought 2 Omegas new, and I regretted it afterwards. It's I don't buy retail and stuff like that, no. But the thing is because Rolex has such a very good resale value. I mean, you're not going to really get that much of a great deal on a used one per se. So say I think those new. I'm not sure on the new pricing on that. So let's say for all argument sakes, let's just say it's 13,000. You're gonna get it probably. It's gonna be because it's gonna be hot, so everybody's gonna want it. So on the used market for the next year and a half, you're probably gonna see them for around 11,750 to 12,000. So there's not that much of a spread between used and new on those, unfortunately.
Johnny, I just wanted to say to you there, I mean, just have a look at this. I just want to show you this here. I'm just bringing it up on the screen now. This is the green from that vessel. That's the vessel to go the Deep Sea Challenge. And I got to tell you, what a fucking cool craft. I mean,
yeah, they had that right there, the James Cameron Voyage to the Bottom of the Earth, is that National Geographic. I never got to see that program, but I was always interested in someday seeing it. But yeah, that's.
I mean, it's amazing shit. You know what I mean? It's just absolutely amazing shit. And I got to tell you, Johnny, this. I reckon that watch is fucking gorgeous. You know, if I was a swinging dick, right? And I'm not. I'm middle-aged. I'm overweight. I'm lower middle class. My career's fucked. I'm not in any scope to be buying fucking watches at retail prices. Let me give you the fucking drum, Johnny. I'm not in any scope to buy things at retail. But if I was a swinging dick, right, and I had a beautiful, slightly older girlfriend who had a unlimited platinum credit card, and she said, "What would you like, honey?" And I didn't want to be rude by getting a gold piece because that just shows you're a nouveau riche.
Right.
And I said, "How about the new Deep Sea, honey?" You know what I'm saying? And she'd have one of those. She'd have one of those little fluffy dogs. You know those little fluffy dogs, like those
poodles.
You know, no, not a poodle. One of these ugly fucking little things with the big hair. You know, the big fluffy hair, like a sheep. It looks like a little sheep. Okay. Right. Like a chihuahua. But I don't know what the fuck they are. All I know is they're expensive and they bite and they shit everywhere. Right. That's all I know. And you know, I'd give her a look, and I'd say to her, "I love you." And as she handed over her platinum card to the cashier, and as they got my Deep Sea resized for my wrist. What do you think? That's a romantic story, isn't it?
It is.
I would take it. I would love one. I would honestly love one. I would love one. I'd have an industrial accident for one. There you go. I've said it.
You would take that over an AP.
Sorry?
You take that over an AP diver? You take that over an AP diver?
Johnny, let me explain something to you, right? I own an AP, okay? Right?
Right. But the AP diver is built to withstand a little bit better, I think.
The AP diver is a piece of fucking shit, okay? They are so fucking finicky. I would never buy another AP piece, okay? Johnny, let's not kid each other. I've got one AP, right? I love it. I love AP as a brand. Can I tell you an AP story? Let me tell you an AP story. My good friend Descartes, he's got the 15300 AP.
Right. Uh-huh.
He left it. He was going to take it over to Florence. He just came back from an exquisite holiday. He left it at home by mistake. Okay, fair enough. He comes home, he winds it, and within half an hour, it's gained 5 minutes of time.
Yes, I know that
Fuck.
problem.
Fuck.
Well,
So
no,
he puts it on the winder, and next day it had gained half an hour.
Mm-hmm.
And then, guess what? Guess what, Johnny?
What?
It's working fine now. These fucking APs, right? It's like owning a custom-made Ferrari. Sure, it's cool. Man, I couldn't fucking... Man, they are an absolute... You don't want to own too many, okay? Do you understand? You really don't want to own too many APs. They are...
Well, that's the price you pay for wanting to play in that type of field. You know what I mean?
That's why the deep sea, man, lower middle class, overweight, podgy Archie could strap this fucker on and not need to worry a thing.
That's true. I don't know.
I just got to find that slightly older woman who's got an unlimited platinum Visa card, the stupid little fluffy dog, and wants to buy me a Rolex.
Well, let me ask you this: would you take?
And
that
if there's any takers, if there are any beautiful, slightly older women with unlimited platinum visas or Mastercards who have stupid little dogs who want a bit of attention, I'm available, Johnny.
I don't think you're going to have good luck with 92% viewership.
Yeah, I think it's 95%, Johnny, but you can always just put it out there just in case. Sorry, would I take this over what? Give me the rundown. Give me the moral dilemma. I'll answer it in a flash. So the AP diver, I wouldn't even want the AP diver. I wouldn't wish an AP diver on my worst enemy.
Well, I would take the AP diver. I think that, well, first of all, it's a certified dive watch. That's first of all, it's certified dive watch.
Which one's this?
The AP diver.
What about the Rolex? You're telling me that's not a certified dive watch?
No. I'm saying that the AP is not just a piece of, horological masterpiece. It's also an actual certified dive watch. So it is a dive watch.
Certified by who? I don't trust these fuckers at AP. I got a $3,500 repair bill for nothing wrong with it.
Yeah, but you got to expect that with hand-built, things. Anything that's hand-built is going to have a problem. Look at when Rolls-Royce was hand-built. I mean, granted, they still are kind of, but you're going to have those types of problems with hand-built items.
Give me the dilemma. Please give me the... Oh, but by the way, I wanted to tell you another story too. My Patek Philippe, I had it in storage. I took it out because I had a really shit week and I just needed something to give me an instant up.
The Calatrava?
Yeah, I took it out, wound it up, and then whenever the date change happened, it was fucking off-center. And that really pisses me off. I think, oh, fuck. So what I did is I wound it forward. I put it into the AM zone. And just hang on 1 minute, Johnny. Just one tick there, Johnny.
Okay. Real quick, I want to say hi to Chinaman Champ and Renovar. Good to see you guys on here. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask, and we will answer. I'll answer to the best of my knowledge, at least.
Sorry about that, Johnny. What I was going to say to you is that, look, as far as it does go with the Patek, anyhow, I wound it forward, then I manually wound it round and round and round for the date change. It worked fine, and it's working fine now. I've had it on the wind. I've been wearing it all week, and it's working fine. So all I'm trying to say is that these horology, they're not like a Rolex, which you can just strap on and wear.
Well, of course. I mean, they're
actually...
It's that, to me, that's comparing apples to oranges. You can never compare, and you know this. You've got many videos on it. It's to play in that field. You're going to have to expect that you're going to. I mean, they are delicate. Let's face it. You're not going to take a fucking $300,000 tourbillon, Jaeger-LeCoultre tourbillon or AP tourbillon to play golf in. You can't. So that, I mean, you have to understand that those types of watches are going to be a little bit, you're going to have problems. They're going to be finicky. I mean, again, that's the price that you pay for wanting those types of luxury items. Hey, I had a problem with my AP too. I haven't talked about this, but I had a problem too with my AP. It's a known problem. I forgot what they call it, a bank curve or something like that. It's happened in that that new movement that they had, their new in-house movement. I sent it into AP. Absolutely no problems. They took care of it.
What was the problem? What was the problem?
The spring, I think, is too strong for the main spring is too strong for the movement. So
what happens?
It gains time. So like it may be a problem with maybe a problem with Descartes' watch too, because it does come and go. But mine came and it stayed for a little while, and then I sent it off to AP. Very, very nice young lady. I spoke with her. Mine was under warranty, so they fixed it, sent it back, and it was perfect. Ran perfect. But like I said, I mean, yes, things are going to happen. I mean, when I take the Jag in to get washed at the dealership on Saturdays, I see $190,000 turbo Porsches in there. Things like that are going to have their problem. You got to understand. If you don't want to have problems, then don't expect it. Then go buy a $10 quartz at Walmart. I mean, that's and you understand this too, Archie. I know that you do, but don't get me wrong.
I do.
Rolex, if you want something that's you can beat the shit out of and last a long time, then Rolex is the way to go. You could take that golfing, diving, you could, off-roading or whatever you want to do, and it's going to still keep them going.
I gotta say, something that really makes me excited now. I look at this deep sea. I love my no-date sub. Can I say that to you? Yes. I love it, love it.
Never let me ask you what I was going to ask you on that one. Why would you between the new deep sea or the more discreet deep sea, the 40mm, the new one that came out?
Yep.
What about that? Yep. Which would you choose out of that?
The 44 or the 40?
Yeah, because they remember they reissued the 40.
Yeah.
40
yeah. Oh Jesus, Johnny! I'm lucky because the lady who's got the poodle, that stupid fucking dog, right?
Right.
She probably wouldn't have realized that there was two versions, and I wouldn't have a moral dilemma.
The moral, it's first world problems for sure.
First world problems. Jesus, Johnny, I'll tell you my honest answer. You know what I would do?
What?
I don't think there's a right or wrong. Either one is fine, right? Personally, I'd go for this new blue one. I love that blue dial, man. The way it fades into the black is just so cool. I reckon that's just so cool, that watch. And I'd have to go for that. I'd have to go for they call it the Rolex Deep Sea D Blue dial. I'd have to go with that. I'm sorry.
You want to know what
that's if her platinum card would allow it.
Right. Of course. Well, if you were going for that, then you might as well just go all out and buy both, like you said.
I don't know. I'd take now if I had a choice of one, because it's rude. You don't want to be rude to these women who are paying for your things. It's not gentlemanly to take two. That's just rude, right? Because at the end of the day, her husband's really paying for it anyhow. No, I'd take the D blue dial one. If I had a choice between the two, I'd still go. I reckon the 44mm. Personally, if you are buying new, right?
Right.
The 44mm is always going to be the better one because the bigger one, right? The market says this, right? Like AP, they've released the 15400, right? Like they've also got a 37mm version of that.
Yes.
You know that the 15. What is it? The 15450 or something. What is it? Well, I can't remember the reference.
450. They actually call that a ladies' watch now, believe it or not.
Oh, you heard me! Don't say that! What does that make my 36mm one then?
That's what AP says, not me.
That kind of hurts, you know? Just hang on one tick there, Johnny. I'll just be one tick. Cover me.
Not a problem. Very good. Chinaman Champ says daily driver reverse pain in the ass. Very true. G-Shocks are good. Very, very good. Colt Saint has a G-Shock. Those are good watches too for knock around. So, hopefully Archie will get back on. Any questions, like I said, just feel free to let us ask us, and we can go ahead and answer them for you.
Right. That way that file in the email, so it wouldn't
Sorry about the wait there, Johnny.
Not a problem.
I just had I just been auditioning a few ladies to fill the void of the lady with the platinum card there. We just had a few takers there, Johnny. So I had,
Excellent.
you know. So I'm just doing a few interviews at the moment, Johnny, for that position because Johnny, I got to tell you something. You know, Johnny, I want to ask you something, Johnny. Johnny.
Yes.
Let me ask you a dilemma, okay?
Wow.
Would you go for a deep sea D blue dial, the new one, or would you go for an AP diver? You've already said you'd prefer the AP diver. Is that right?
Yes. Well, let me go one step further. This brings it up to the next conversation. I'm really thinking about getting that Sea Dweller, that 40 millimeter. I'm really, really thinking right now about getting one.
Oh, I see.
That new one, the Sea Dweller 4000. So if you go to my screen, you'll see it.
I see.
I actually like that more than an AP diver. I hate to admit to that, but I do.
No, what's wrong with that?
Well, nothing. I went to the Rolex store here in Las Vegas at the Wynn, and I tried it on. It was perfect. The guy was so eager to sell me the watch. Well, you don't have to pay tax if you send it out of the state to a relative. But he was so eager to sell me the watch, I had my Daytona on. And you know what, the Daytona has those clear, not clear.
So which guy was this? This is the new Rolex.
Right. This was the guy at the salesman at the Rolex store. He said he would polish.
Okay, well, how much fucking discount would he give you? How much discount would he give you on it then?
0 discount, but he would get.
What? Well, sorry. Let's back the Jaguar up. Let's back the Jaguar up. What did he say about the discount, Johnny?
He said there's no discount. They're a Rolex store. Of course, you're not going to give a discount. But,
sorry, let's just back the Jaguar up.
But he said he would polish the Daytona for free. So professional polish through Rolex for free. So what is that worth? $300, $400? So you get a little bit of a discount there if you look at it that way.
I don't like to polish anything. You're always taking things off.
Well, yeah. But
Johnny, you're not going to pay retail, please. Johnny?
No. I just went to look.
Johnny?
I'm not.
Johnny, let's just back the Jaguar up. Let's back the Jaguar up, okay? After we've had a couple of scotches, let's back the Jaguar up, right?
Yes.
Let me explain something to you, Johnny, because I love you, right?
Right.
The 40 mil one's going to be the hard one to sell in future, okay?
Okay.
The 44 mil will always be more desired, okay? That doesn't mean anything's wrong with the 40 mil. I'm just telling you some home truths, okay? If you're going to buy the 40 mil, you need to get a fucking hefty discount. Do you understand?
No, they're never going to give you a discount. There is no place that's going to give you a discount on that. That's a brand new watch that was just featured at Basel this year. You'll never find a discount on that watch.
Soon you will, but soon you will.
I don't think that. I think there's a place for both these watches.
But I don't think the 40's the answer, do you?
Oh yes, absolutely. It's got a maxi case too. You got to understand, it's got the bigger case, so it wears more like a 41 to 42 millimeter. So it's got that bigger case. It's not like the old Sea Dwellers, the 16660s, which were basically the size of a regular Submariner. but with a thicker case. This one wears a lot bigger because it has the maxi case. And I think if you tried on that Sea Dweller Deep Sea, I think you're going to find it a little too big. I think you'd be better off with the Sea Dweller. My.
I agree. 44 mils is pushing the envelope too far.
And like I said,
I tell you the truth. Me and you are both reasonably sized guys, right?
Yes.
I reckon the 40 mil would be more than enough, personally. I reckon, because it's thick too. It's really thick. The Sea Dweller is quite a thick watch. I tell you this now. I can remember years ago, right? I actually had a Sea Dweller in the late 90s. It was a sapphire one, okay? And I got to tell you, I think that's a. If I were you, can I give you my advice?
Yes, absolutely.
If you really want a Sea Dweller, the best bang per buck one is the pre-ceramic.
They're going up in price though, drastically. They're going up.
How much are they?
I have to look it up, but I think before a year or two ago, you could get them for around $5. I think they're up to $6 now.
That'd still be better buying than a new one. What's going to pay for a new one? 10, aren't you?
Used. One that's like new in box for around $9,800. I think retail. Well, no, probably around $9.85 to $9. And then I think brand new those watches around $10,600. $10,600 to $10,800.
Yes.
Real quick, Renovar has a question.
Yes.
He says, Johnny, do you like your Daytona better or your AP? That's a very...
Now, what? Just to mention for the viewers, what Daytona you have there, Johnny?
Oh, geez, I can't remember the model number on it, but it's the new...
It's the steel one, steel with the white dial.
White dial and the in-house Rolex movement, not the Zenith movement.
The Zenith one, yep. It's a great piece. It's a great piece.
So go ahead.
Now, Renovar's question is, do you prefer the AP or the Daytona? And they're different pieces, aren't they, Johnny? What do you think?
I agree. I mean, they both have their places. If I'm going to something nice, I tend to grab the AP. I wear the Daytona a lot. Don't get me wrong, the Daytona is a great watch. I mean, that's you've reached the top of Rolex when you get the Daytona.
Can I say this to you, Johnny?
Yes.
The cart's just returned from Venice, from Italy, and all of European countries. I'm going to do some stories on it very soon. He said all the Playboys,
wearing Daytona.
all the Playboys, they're wearing APs.
Yeah.
Okay, they're wearing APs. The whether it's a 15300 or 15400, they'd probably laugh at my 14790. But anyhow, all the Playboys are wearing APs. Okay, big APs. That's what they're wearing. Whether it's an offshore or a
Well, I don't like the offshores. I think those are ridiculous. I think the smaller offshores are nice.
Well, the diver is an offshore, isn't it?
The divers are offshore. I like that one. And I like the smaller offshore that they have out now, the 42 millimeter. But I don't like the bigger 44 millimeter, and some of them go up to 48.
Now, I wanted to ask you here, Johnny. Let's discuss your collection. So what do you have so far? We've got the AP 15400.
Right.
We've got the steel Daytona with white dial.
Right.
We've got an Omega that your wife gave you. That's a Planet Ocean, I think, isn't it?
No, it's an Aquaterra. I have it on
Aquaterra, sorry, Aquaterra. And what else have you got there, Johnny? Those three. What else?
Just the three. That's it.
Just the three. Yep. Johnny,
give me one.
Sure.
I have to go do something. Give me 1 second. I'm sorry.
No worries. No, that's cool. There we go. We're talking about watches today, and we've raised an interesting thing. What do you think of this new Sea Dweller Rolex has released? And Rolex has reintroduced the 40 mil version in ceramic, but what else they've done is they've released a Sea Dweller with a fabulous new dial, and I don't know what you'd say, two-tone, kind of fades in. The blue fades into the black, and it's when you get that deep in the ocean, it fades in, and it's just a fabulous watch. It's 44 mil, so you'd need to be pretty big to pull that off. But it's just an absolutely wonderful piece.
All right, I'm back.
Thank you, Johnny.
Thank you.
You know how you got 3 watches, Johnny?
Yes.
I got to say, I was actually very happy when I owned 3 watches. I had my Calatrava, I had an Explorer 1, and I had a Datejust.
It's a lot easier to pick what watch you're going to wear for the day, that's for sure.
I mean, what makes you I mean, let's be honest, you've got some really... If you wanted a number of watches, you could have a whole lot of mid-range shit for the price of one of your watches, right? But it's not about numbers. It's not about having so many.
Right.
And I was actually... I don't know... if I was to trim my collection, I'd probably keep the Calatrava, I'd keep the Reverso, the Submariner, and the Datejust. What do you think of that 4?
That's a great lineup. That covers all your bases. You have
so that means I'd get rid of the Explorer 2.
Uh-huh.
I'd get rid of the AP.
Right.
And I'd get rid of the Breguet.
Right.
And I got to tell you, the Breguet, it's coming back from service, and fuck, Haute Horology. I mean, this is the problem. See, I sent that to a watchmaker it was working perfectly. Sent it in for an overhaul, and because it's a flyback chronograph, it's actually quite a complicated movement.
Uh-huh.
It needed a spring, a 10-cent spring, right?
Okay.
He couldn't get it. You can't buy parts for these things.
Right.
So I had to send it to Breguet for a full overhaul, and it's $1,000. You know what I mean? And that's getting a favor from a friend who took it to Breguet, Hong Kong.
Right. Mm-hmm.
I mean, man, it's going to be fixed perfectly, but whew, they're expensive. Now, Johnny, I wanted to ask you this: what is your next piece? Are you going to add another piece?
I'm really thinking about adding the
40 mil.
Yeah, the 40 mil, or what?
So for 40 mil, let me clarify this: you'd have the AP, you'd have the Daytona, you'd have the Omega. Your Omega is like my Reverso. You can't sell it because of sentimental reasons, right?
Correct. Yes.
And you're thinking about the look, Johnny. The only thing I'd say to you is, do you have to buy new? Man, that sucks.
No, I mean you can find those Sea Dwellers out there right now.
How much are they pulling?
Let's take a look.
You're talking about. Let's bring it up on your screen. You got screen share? Just bring it up, Johnny.
All right. Yeah. See, here you go. Here's the new. That's a deep sea. Here's is that deep sea? I think these are all deep seas. Let's see. All right. Here's a brand new inbox Sea Dweller for 11. So no, that's Canadian. I don't know what the okay. 98.75 Canadian. So I don't know what that is in dollars. I think that's in US dollars. I think that's around 9,200 US dollars.
Yeah, just a smidgen under. It's like the Canadian's like the Aussie dollar. This is Watch Recon. Do you like Watch Recon? Can I ask you that?
Yes, I think it's a lot better than
Chrono 24.
You get a lot better deal on some stuff. You have actual people who are not dealers selling, so you get more of a personal. And you get a bargain. See, they range anywhere from about 9,400 to for brand new in a box to like 9,800. So that's about what they're going. It's about $1,000. You're saving about $1,000 $1,500 buying pre-owned.
Oh, I see. Got you.
Yeah.
Got you. Okay.
Or should I go for a dress watch? See, the thing is I don't dress up too much out here because it's.
Johnny, you got the 15400, man.
Yeah, I know.
That's as dressy as you want to be.
I don't
Actually, I got to laugh. I was watching a video on a vintage Bugatti.
Uh-huh.
And the guy's got a fucking solid gold Audemars Piguet Royal Oak perpetual calendar on his wrist, you know, as you'd expect, wouldn't you? Some fucker with a fucking Bugatti, he'd have an AP in solid gold perpetual chronograph, wouldn't he?
Exactly. A chronograph.
You know, no, sorry, a perpetual calendar. Sorry, wasn't a chronograph, perpetual calendar. You know, fuck, that's just, he's just so fucking rich, it's not funny, isn't it? You know.
Yeah, someday we'll be there.
With Audemars, always stay away from anything that's not Royal Oak. You know that, don't you?
Yeah, the Jules. I mean, although the Jules Audemars is really nice, I think the
second hand, they're dog shit, really, aren't they, Johnny?
I can't even pull any up. That's how. You don't really see a lot of them for sale. I mean, shit.
Hey, I can't find any 14790s. Why is that, Johnny?
Let's see what we got.
Nothing coming up.
14790.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's nothing coming up. Here's a couple from well, here's one from July 3rd, 7300.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh yeah, we talked about this last couple shows ago. The 10-4 for this one, like new in box.
Yeah.
Are you gonna sell it or are you gonna keep it?
I don't know what to do. What do I do, Johnny? I'm confused. Johnny, I need some guidance here. Please help me, Johnny. What would you do?
It's gonna be brand new when it comes back from, because they're doing the polish and everything, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe enjoy it for a little while. Put a few miles on it and sell it.
Do you reckon it's a bit small? 36 mil?
36 mil is small.
Honest opinion. Okay.
Yeah, 36. Well, the Royal Oak wears a little bit bigger, so let's say that wears about a 37, 38 mil, so you're probably okay. I haven't ever tried on a 36 mil Royal Oak, so I can't speak from experience, unfortunately.
I'm thinking about getting a 15400 like you.
It's the way to go. It's perfect.
How much are they going for?
Let's find out.
See, I just want to tell you this, Johnny. I did something stupid. I bought a 14790 because I couldn't afford the 15300 or 15400, right?
Right.
Because they were always 10, 11, 12,000, right?
Right.
So I bought a 14790 for fucking $6,000, right? I thought, oh, there we go. I got one for a fraction of the price, right?
Right.
Then the fucking thing didn't work, and I just spent $3,500 on fucking service. So it owes me $9,000 now, doesn't it?
Yep.
It owes me $9,000 US dollars.
So you have no choice but to enjoy it for a little while.
What do you reckon I'd get with a full AP service? It's got a 2-year AP warranty on it. It must be worth high 7s, low 8s. What do you reckon?
Probably about mid 8s. Well, Renovar said if you want to sell it when it gets back still in a wrapper. So that makes sense. I mean, sell it, you know, as it has all the stickers on. That way it shows it's brand new, back from service.
Okay, I might do that actually.
I
don't know. Let me wait and see until I get it. You know, I mean, I'm now. I wanted to ask you. You were talking about dress watches, right? What dress watch would you get, Johnny? If you were going to stay on Watch Recon and let's call these fuckers up. If you were going to get a dress watch, so we've discussed it. You love the 40 mil Sea Dweller, and I got to admit, I love it too. But if you went a dress watch, what the fuck would you get in a dress watch?
Calatrava. What else?
Oh, okay. What floats your boat at the moment?
Like the one you have. I really like that one because it has, like, I think this is 5107, right? That's what you have.
Yeah. There's two models. There's a 5107 and there's a 5127. The difference is the bezel on the 5127 is slightly more curved.
Right.
But yeah, that's in yellow gold. I got the white gold one. The yellow gold. Look, all of them are beautiful. There is no dud ones. They're all fucking beautiful.
Maybe a Reverso.
Would you go for a Reverso?
Yeah, I like them.
I gotta be honest with you. The problem with these watches is, you gotta remember this, Johnny. I live in Brisbane, Australia, right? It's fucking hot here, right?
Right. Mm-hmm. Oh, it's hot
I was
here, too.
bitching because in winter, in the daytime, it's down to 17 degrees in the day.
Uh-huh.
That's Celsius, right?
Right.
And the problem with any watch on a leather strap is they can wear. You know what I mean? The straps go bad.
But then again, you're only wearing it for. I mean, I'd only be wearing it to business, higher end clients and things like that, or to go when I go out with the indoors.
Now, let me ask you this, Johnny. You're a very successful small businessman, right?
I think I am. Thank you. Yes.
Does having an AP help you in deals, or is it a hindrance?
I don't wear it to work. I stopped wearing it to work.
Does having a luxury watch like a Daytona, any Rolex, does it help you in deals, or is it a hindrance?
No, I don't think it's a hindrance. I feel uncomfortable sometimes dealing with customers with my AP on, and sometimes even see, the thing is with the Rolex, it's a Daytona, so it's not instantly recognizable like a Submariner. So I'm able to get away with it because it's kind of under the radar. And then I wear the Omega, which is, nobody knows. I mean, not a lot of people know what an Omega is either. So I'm able to fly under the radar. So it's not something that's a hindrance per se. Guys that I do deal with that are watch guys and watch collectors, I have no problem with, and they think what I have is amazing, and it doesn't change the relationship in business if I have something on that's maybe nicer than theirs.
No, I understand. Tell me this, Johnny.
Yes.
What would you get in a? Okay, so you get possibly a Calatrava. The problem with Calatravas, can I say this, right?
Uh-huh.
I don't think they're very good fucking value now.
Yeah, they're pretty high. 18 to 20,000 is.
Like, I mean, what are you going to pay? Yeah, I mean, fuck. When I bought my Calatrava, I paid $12,250 US for it, and everyone at the time said to me, "You've paid retail for it." You know what I'm saying? They said to me, "You've paid retail for." I said, "I don't give a fuck. I bought it because I love it." You know what I mean?
Right. Uh-huh.
Now, that Calatrava is fucking 18 to 22,000 mark. Okay.
Yeah.
That's a fucking 18,000 US dollars. I don't know about you, Johnny, but you can buy a fucking car for that. A decent car. You know what I mean?
Well,
that's a lot of money.
It is, but it's all in relative. Looking at it, the guy who's buying an $18,000 watch is also a guy that's not looking to purchase an $18,000 car. It's all in relative. You know what I mean?
Mm. Unless he's ArchieLuxury.
Well, no, Archie, you're ArchieLuxury. They don't call you ArchieLuxury for nothing.
Now, let me say this to you, Johnny. If you were going to get a Jaeger-LeCoultre, I reckon. Now, what I'm trying to say is, Johnny, is that I don't think Patek Calatravas are very good value at the moment. They're a great watch. I love my Calatrava, but if I was in the market again now, I don't know whether I would. I reckon the bargain, the sweet spot. The sweet spot, I reckon, is Jaeger-LeCoultre at the moment. What do you think, Johnny?
I agree. Look at this one that I just put up on my screen here. I think this is beautiful. I tried this one on at the JLC.
Look at this. So it's a chronograph.
Right. So
JLC Master Control Chrono in gold.
Pink gold, yeah, or rose gold.
Wow, pink gold. I love pink gold. It retails $25,900, 26,000. He's asking 12.5.
That's really good value for money if you think about it.
That's a pink gold horology chronograph, for fuck's sake.
Yeah.
That's a beaut, and that's fucking gorgeous. I reckon that's good value. How about the Reversos? Are you a Reverso fan?
I like the Reversos. I don't think it's kind of difficult to for me to wear a rectangular or square watch. The wife, the Urindor, says it doesn't look right, but what does she know? No, I'm kidding.
No, I know what you're saying. I just love, Johnny, like, I got the Reverso. I got a friend of mine just got a Reverso Gold Duo.
Uh-huh.
That's the pianist, Greg Kinder, the pianist.
Oh, yeah,
he just got one.
Uh-huh, Greg Kinder got one.
And he got one. It's a little bit smaller. It's like by modern standards. It's the same one that Pierce Brosnan wore in the Thomas Crown affair.
Yeah, we talked about that last week. Yep.
Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. The other thing I think is really good value, can I say this to you, if you don't mind me saying it?
Go ahead.
What do you think? I'm going to throw you a curveball, okay? Type in Breguet Type 20, right? That's like my Breguet. I got it in steel, right?
Uh-huh.
But you can get it in platinum or solid gold. What do you think of that?
I'm not.
Does that make sense? You're not a Breguet fan?
Really? I don't know. I can't even pull it up here. Hold on, let me see. Oh, I see what I'm doing. Okay, hold on here. That's if they have any for sale on here. I've never really been a... You know what I do like is that Breguet that has this one right here. The La Tradition.
Ah, yeah, that is so cool, man.
All that with... Yeah, I like that one. I think that's really neat looking. I tried one of those on. That's a great value, too, for...
How much is it?
$14.9. Probably get it cheaper than that.
I mean, it's a cool watch.
Yeah.
It's a cool watch. I mean, that's the ultimate in dress watch, wouldn't you say, or not? What do you think?
No, I think a Patek would be the ultimate in dress watch. Nothing can... Or... You know what else I like too? I know you're gonna not like me for this, but
No, please, please be free.
Here, let's see here. I kind of like. I gotta find it here. The FP Journe. I know you're not.
Oh no.
Yeah, I know.
No. Why? Tell me about FP Journe. What's the go with them as a watch? Tell me this. Tell me what you think.
First of all, I think they only build about 900 watches a year total. So you're getting something that's more of a...
How long have they been in business for? Can I ask you that?
They haven't been in business long, so they don't have the heritage to back them up. So that is true. But
why do they use that ugly font?
I don't think it's ugly. I think it's a nice looking watch with that blue.
It's a Patek price.
But it's Patek quality.
Wouldn't you be better off with a Lange? Come on, wouldn't a Lange be better than that?
Lange is beautiful.
Like a Lange 1. Wouldn't you get a Lange 1? Wouldn't that be a beautiful thing?
Yes. I looked at those too. I'm kind of all over the board. I don't know what I want next. Whatever I get next, I'll have it for a while. It's not something that I'm going to be getting rid of anytime soon. You know what I mean? Or be buying another watch soon. Yeah, the Lange one is nice. Let's see this. Oh, this
nice. Nice. What do you mean by nice? Define nice. Even though my grandfather was a prisoner of war, right?
Right.
He was made to dig trenches for the Germans.
Okay.
He worked in a German salt mine.
Uh-huh.
He was brutalized by the Nazis.
But you can't blame that on Lange.
Let me tell you this, right? My grandfather was always a joker, right? So one day he drew this goat's head and he put a swastika on it, right?
Uh-huh.
The Nazis' officers came into their room. They said, "Who did this?" No one would say a thing. They picked one guy and shot him in the head.
Uh-huh.
Then, these are Germans, you understand?
Uh-huh.
They've got a very vicious past. I don't mind having a German car because that's a consumable, but could you really buy a German watch?
I'm half German, so yes.
It doesn't have the heritage like Patek does, but does it?
Well, they did have the heritage before the war, and then the Reds, the communist Reds, took them over.
That's right, because it became East Germany.
Right, and then when the wall fell, that's when they started up production again, basically.
Mm.
So the heritage is kind of there, but it's the same thing with Breguet. So if we gotta back the Jag up, because Breguet is the same way. That's not really Breguet. That's what you're buying now. Breguet is Breguet Swatch Group. See what I'm saying? So if you can't have,
you know, Breguet used to be French. Did you know that?
Yes.
They moved to Switzerland.
Yeah. I'm not saying that.
Chinaman Champ is asking me, Archie, do you think the 1530 is still worth the money at 12,000? They used to be half the price. Well, I love the 15300. I think it's I'd personally buy a 15400, Johnny, because I reckon they're a slightly bigger model. The only thing against the 15400 is the original jumbo was 39 mils, wasn't it, Johnny?
Yes.
So the 15300 is the same size, but
right.
if it was my money, I'd pick the 15400 because it's better bang per buck. But either one of them are fucking gorgeous. They're gorgeous watches. I love Johnny. Where do I find someone who can buy me things that I need? I'm just sick of working. Things aren't going well in my life. How do you get this stuff? Can I ask you that?
I work really hard. I work 7 days a week. My wife works harder than I do because she does the graphic design. It's days coming in at 7 in the morning and leaving at 10 at night. So it's very, very long, taxing days. So
Jesus.
And I mean.
And no, I'm not getting racist there. Archie's getting racist. Can you believe that I said something? I spoke about my grandfather serving in the fucking salt mines, right? And suddenly I'm racist now. Can you believe that?
No.
What the fuck can you say about this? You know, I'm the least racist person there is. I hate all races equally as much.
Jesus.
If you loathe all races as equally as much, are you racist?
I would say I'm not going to answer any of those questions. Those are loaded questions. I want to stay positive with the show.
We want to stay positive. We want to be positive. Look, I love the Germans too. I've got to be honest with you. To tell you the truth, Johnny, I'd cut my fucking hand off for a 911, Johnny. An early 911. I'd have an industrial accident with a chainsaw to get an early 911.
Right?
Fuck, I love 911s. You know that? An early, can you imagine getting an early, mid-60s 911, unmolested? You know what I mean? I don't even want the biggest engine. I just want one that's unmolested. You know what I'm saying?
You can drive it with one hand gone, and he does relax.
Well, it's only going to lose a few fingers.
Oh, only a few fingers.
I got it stuck in a printing press.
Don't give any of my employees ideas.
Johnny, I got to tell you, cars. Any news on the car front? Please talk to me about cars.
One real quick thing before we go into cars, I wanted to address what Chinaman Champ said about the 15300. I wouldn't waste my time on a 15300. I would save a little bit more and go with the 15202. That's the new.
Oh no! Johnny,
what?
There's no Johnny. Stop!
Why?
Stop! Did you know the 15202 doesn't have a second hand?
Yes, but that's.
How do you know when the bastard has stopped working? And with an AP, that's sooner rather than later.
But that's as close as you're going to get to the original jumbo. And I've had many times where I thought maybe I should sell the 15.
No, Johnny, the 15202, they're fucking obscene. You know, they're $20,000, aren't they?
I got.
Sorry?
I've got it on my screen right now. They're around 18.
I can't see it on your screen, Johnny. Bring it up.
I got it up.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah. So,
18. I don't know whether and it's not a screw-in crown. You know that too, don't you?
Yes. Yeah, I know.
It's got no waterproofing.
I'd rather go with that than the 15300. I mean,
no, Johnny, are you out of your mind?
I am out of my mind on this. Yes.
Johnny, no! I gotta say no. Why?
Because it's the closest you'll
Who
get.
the fuck knows the difference?
There's differences. There's subtle differences. This is the original blue color dial that the original Jumbo came with.
Yep.
It's extra thin, like the original Jumbo.
Well, I've got the original blue dial on my 14790, haven't I?
I think yours is a little bit darker than the original blue, or lighter. It's one of the two.
Oh, okay.
Lighter or darker. So this matches the original blue perfectly. And it's got the AP down, 6 o'clock.
I don't know if I'd be saying that, Johnny. I disagree with you. I think the 15400 is the bang per buck one to buy at the moment. That's the one I'd buy. If I had that beautiful little girl who said to me, Rolex is too nouveau riche, honey, I want you to have something special to remember me.
Right.
And we're talking about a woman who could be 20 years my senior, right? I'm prepared to forgive age if she's got enough credit on a Platinum Visa card, okay?
Mm-hmm.
I'd go for the fucking 15400. I reckon that's a great piece.
It's a great piece, but I don't know. I really like the 15202. I don't know. That's just my opinion, and I'm sticking.
Yeah, no, that's okay. It's Johnny. It's like an arsehole. Everyone's got one, right? Let's jump into cars, Johnny. Jump into cars, please. Please jump into cars.
So you want a 911 really bad, and you're prepared to have an industrial accident to get one.
Possibly, Johnny. Possibly.
Which fingers would you lose, though? Let me ask you that.
Left hand, small finger, and the next one next to it.
The ring finger.
Yeah. Well, I've been married so many times. I don't need.
That's what I was gonna say. That's perfect.
Yeah.
So, what do you want to talk about cars? I'm up for anything.
Johnny, I got to tell you the truth. You know, I've fallen in love, Johnny.
Uh-huh.
The most beautiful car in the world. You know what the most beautiful car in the world is, Johnny?
What?
What do you think the most beautiful car in the world, Johnny? Type 57 Atlantic.
Ooh.
That's the Ralph Lauren one here. Okay.
Yep.
I want one of these, Johnny. Industrial accident. I'd even lose a foot. I'd lose a foot for one of these, Johnny.
You'd probably have to lose both your arms and legs to buy it to get that amount of money for one of these.
Now, I reckon this is the most beautiful car in the world. Have a look at this, Johnny. I'm just bringing it up here.
I got it on my screen too. Yep. I agree.
Fuck, I got an ad for Honda. Can you believe that? This is the Type 57 SC Atlantic. Look at the color of this one, but have a look at the color.
All right, let me switch over. Oh yes. Uh-huh.
Look at this one here. Look at this, Johnny. A Type 57 SC.
Beautiful. God, that's
Fuck, Johnny. I want one of these, Johnny.
That's very, very nice.
Look at this. You could buy 23 Veyrons. 23 Veyrons for the price. 139 Ferraris. And I got a Honda Civic. 2,500 Honda Civics.
There you go.
$40 million. $40 million fucking dollars. Do you understand that or not really?
No, I understand.
Do you know how many business cards you need to sell to make $40 million fucking dollars?
Oh fuck. Let me see. I can't even calculate that high. I would have to sell. So what is that? I'd have to sell for 40 million. I have to sell a little over 1 million sets of 1,000 business cards. So that breaks down to, what is that? Jesus. 1 million times 1. That would be 1 billion business cards.
There you go, Johnny.
Fuck, that won't happen anytime soon. Not even a stretch of my business being open. I think I'd be able to sell fucking 1 billion business cards.
That's it, Johnny. You understand what I'm saying, don't you? And what do you say? What do you say, Johnny?
Go over to my screen. Let's take a look at this.
Ah, that's a Delage. You know who had one of those?
Clark Gable had one. I know
Doris Day. Doris Day had one. No, Diana Dawes. Diana Dawes. Remember Diana Dawes?
Yeah. Yeah.
Britain's answer to Marilyn Monroe. She was a bit of a swinger too. Did you know that?
Really?
You know, she had Madame Marmalade, Lady Marmalade parties.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
That's where the British British upper classes put their keys into a bowl to decide which woman you'd take.
Interesting. Very interesting.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. She used. I think she.
Very interesting.
I think she dated one of the Cray twins for a while too. You know the Cray twins.
Yeah, the nasty fighters. They are nasty fighters.
The fighting geezers, governor.
Jesus, get that shooter out of the motor. Yes. Johnny. What? Tell me about Delage. Can you tell me where is it from? Where's Delage from, firstly?
I think it's originally a French car. I haven't studied
French car.
And up for a while.
They're like a motorboat, aren't they? You know, they're very.
They're perfect. Yeah, they have that very swoopy Art Deco type of, almost like you said, like a speedboat type of design to them. I mean, the one I have on my screen is just absolutely stunning. Look at you have the front fender skirts on. Well, I think over in Australia and England they call them spats. So you have the spats on the front and rear, and just that chrome across the bottom. It's almost like you said, like if you're a speedboat on a river, the waves coming up or on the sea. Absolutely stunning. It is just perfect.
I'm just going to change over to my screen, Johnny. Okay. Here she is.
Yep.
That was given to her by a fan who fell in love with her. He bought her a Delage. Do you reckon anyone would buy Archie a car like that?
You may have.
What do you reckon? What do you reckon?
I wonder what she did for that car too. No, I'm sure she thanked him. Is that the kind of thanking that you want to do?
Hey, if I got a Delage, I would do anything. You understand? A Delage? You out of your mind? I would do anything for a Delage. Do you understand or not?
Yeah. Yes.
You understand what we're talking about? This is not a car. Oh, sorry. Let me just back the truck up. Can I back the truck up?
Yes.
I want to apologize to all my viewers. Can I apologize, Johnny?
Yes.
Here we go. Just wait. This is the guy who owns Doris Dawes Delage. It wasn't a Bugatti. Let me just show you this, Johnny. Hey, stop! Johnny.
Yes.
This is the guy who owns Doris Dawes Delage. Sorry, I apologize. That's the AP. There you go, Johnny.
Oh, there it is.
Comment, please.
That's a perpetual account. Yep. Oh,
that's the sort of guy who owns a Delage. Do you understand? Just casually, yeah. Solid gold, AP, Royal Oak, fucking perpetual calendar. Fuck me dead. You know what that thing costs or not?
That's like an $80,000 watch. Is it a $135,000 watch?
Yeah, it's not fucking cheap, is it, Johnny?
Yeah.
I nearly shit myself when I saw that on his wrist.
Look at that lucite steering wheel, too. Isn't that beautiful? That clear lucite. Oh.
In an accident that'll go straight through you, mind you.
Right. There's no collapsible steering columns on that. That'd kill you.
That shit, it's not so cool when it's stuck into your kidneys.
Oh, no. That's I think Jane Mansfield figured that out, too.
Yes, that's
stopping her Lincoln.
That's right.
Yeah, they went under that semi.
You know the story of that, don't you?
Yeah, it was that foggy night, and then they fucking rear-ended that semi, and no, it didn't.
I was a huge Jane Manson fan. You know that?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I really had the hots for her. You know.
I never liked her. I mean, more my style would have been. Hey, Bijan, who was I talking about before that I liked? The older movie. Oh, Sophia Loren and.
I'd still go out with Sophie Loren now. Do you know that?
Yeah.
She's beautiful. Sophie Loren is absolutely top notch. So look at that. I just wanted to show you that AP. What do you think of his AP?
Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. That's a 39 mil, 37 mil too.
It doesn't matter when you got that much money. Who gives a fuck? He's not even a watch enthusiast. Do you understand? He's just fucking loaded. I mean, are there people like that in this world?
I guess so.
What do you think? Is that a car or what is it? I mean, seriously.
There's a lot of people like that in the world. I think I read something the other day that there's, out of the 1,300 billionaires, they own 94% of the wealth in the world, and we're fighting over the other 6%.
Oh, I see, Johnny. I don't know what to say, really. Do you?
Good for them. I mean, the guys that did it without doing anything bad, good for them. They worked hard.
Now, let's just clarify. Delage, it was founded in 1895.
Uh-huh.
Okay? It was founded by Emile Delage, and it closed in 1954. Okay?
Right.
His first cars were belt-driven with single or twin-cylinder engines. In January 1901, Delage left the company due to his falling health. And it's a very, very interesting. It's one of these things. After World War II, it's very hard to sell motor cars, Gafter. It's very fat and hard when the punters don't have no money, no dosh. It's hard to sell these things, you know.
It happened in the States too. I mean, even though they were very prosperous after World War II, you know, post-war, you know, that was the golden age after World War II here in the States. A lot of, you know, storied manufacturers went out of business. You had Packard going out of business in the late 50s.
What went wrong with Packard? Tell me this. I'm not an American. I don't know much about the Packard. What the fuck went wrong with Packard?
They were a great car until I think they started losing their luster towards the late 30s, early 40s.
They were like the American Rolls-Royce, weren't they, Packard?
Well, Duesenberg was more, but I mean, you know, you had Packard way up there, so I guess you could say it would be comparable.
Okay, let me ask you this. Okay, with Packard itself, there, right? I mean, they were a very well-regarded motor car, right?
Yes, they were a prestigious brand.
They survived the Great Depression. Now that they went broke in 1958, right?
Well, they actually went broke before that when Studebaker bought them out. And Studebaker absolutely destroyed the car because it was just basically a Studebaker car with, you know, a little bit of bits and pieces of Packard trim. But then they were gone. I had a 52 Packard. That was a nice car. 1952 Packard. I had that for a while.
You still have it?
No, I sold that. That's gone.
You made money?
No, because I blew the motor. I was really young. That was one of my first classic cars that I got when I was like 19, I think, when I got that, or 18. 18 or 19, I got that.
Oh, I see.
And eventually the motor blew because the guy said that he supposedly rebuilt the motor, but it was bullshit. And about 4 years later, I blew the motor. And I didn't.
Tell me this.
So young, I didn't have the money to rebuild it.
Tell me this, Duesenbergs, right? They are the most expensive American car?
Yep. Just the chassis, because this is how it worked with all these old cars back in the late 20s, early 30s.
That's right.
You would go to the manufacturer, so you'd go to Duesenberg and you'd say, all right, I want a, I'll buy it. So you get the chassis, the motor,
yep,
and the
motor,
and the gearbox,
and a steering wheel, Gav, and a steering wheel.
You get the four. You get it on basically just 4 Blackwall tires, with regular disc wheels, and then you would take that into a coach builder. Additional money to have the coach built.
I see.
So with Duesenberg, a lot of their famous ones was with the Murphy Body Company. So once you're all done, you'd probably be in the Duesenberg for about $25,000. And in the 1930s,
that's a lot of money.
That's like $3 or $4 million today, probably.
Fuck. Now, put that into perspective, right? A chassis in 1932 was $8,500, right?
Right.
The completed model cost between $13,000 and $19,000. At the time, an American doctor earned less than $3,000 a year.
Fuck, a house was only what, $2,000 to $5,000 back then?
Exactly. I mean, these were fucking expensive motor cars. And tell me this: with the Juicies, did you ever own a Juicy? Could you have bought one ever?
No, absolutely not. I've always wanted one, but I mean, just your price to start playing in that field, the entry level, you're looking at starting at about $900,000 to $1.2 million.
Fuck.
Yeah,
Jay Leno's a huge Juicy fan, isn't he?
Yeah, he's got a lot of Duesenbergs. He's got he's got like I think he's got like 578 fucking cars, something like that. He's a big Jag fan too. He's got a shitload of them.
Yeah, I quite like Jay Leno. I got a lot of respect for him. I've been watching some of his things on YouTube. Jay Leno's Garage, and I really like his take on life. He's really inspirational. I really like him. Tell me this: if money was no object, right? You'd have to go Miura, wouldn't you? I mean, see, the Duesenberg's such a different car to supercars. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They reckon the Bugatti. You know, I was showing you the Bugatti 57 Atlantic before. They reckon that was the world's first supercar.
Right. You've got two different spectrums. You got the Miura against the Duesenberg. To be honest with you, I think Duesenberg.
What? What did you just say, Johnny? Sorry?
I get the Duesenberg before I get the Miura.
Oh, why's that, Johnny?
Look at the one I just pulled up on my screen.
I can see it, Johnny.
What's powerful about that car? That's not something that's every day.
So how much is that kind of car there, you reckon?
Probably, that's a Murphy body. So probably around 1.5. I don't know. I'm just going off the top of my head. Anywhere from 1.5 to 2 million.
Do you reckon you could get one in your life?
I aspire to. I hope so one day. I hope I can do that. And I hope I have enough money I can buy all my friends' stuff too. Buy you one.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. All I want is a deep sea in blue with that dial. You know that?
And the rich older lady with the...
Well, that's to pay for it, Johnny.
Right.
You know, in Bangkok, there's actually bars in Bangkok. Well, let me tell you this story, Johnny. Things have been a bit hard lately, right?
Right.
But there's actually been some bars in Bangkok where foreigners can go and get picked up by older, wealthy women.
Really?
Yes. I'm thinking about that might be my next career, Johnny. What do you reckon?
Well,
because I'm really good at flattery.
Right.
You know, I'm very good at entertaining wealthy women. How hard can it be? I've had 3 wives. I've put up with their shit. How hard can it really be? You look beautiful. You look fantastic.
Right.
Let's go to Rolex shop, darling.
Well, you've got a beautiful wife and 2 beautiful kids now. So.
Exactly. I know, Johnny. I know. But this is just a side hobby, okay?
The Erendors doesn't need to know.
No, this is purely business, Johnny. It's nothing personal. It's purely business, Johnny.
Isn't that what?
I love Bill Clinton. You know that I really do love him. You know.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's anyone's business to inquire about his private life. I mean, fuck. It's not no one. Did you notice all the good presidents have been womanizers?
JFK.
JFK. You know.
FDR, womanizer.
Yeah. You know they're. Are you an Eisenhower fan? I'm a huge Eisenhower fan.
I am. I'll be completely honest and upfront with you. I'm not. I despise politics.
Okay.
I don't like any. I don't.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not a politics person.
No. I understand. I understand exactly. I'm just. Because I was going to say, Johnny, because you've just blown my intro to the next topic, which was going to be Dwight D. Eisenhower's Rolex, which is coming up for auction. But you've blown it, Johnny. So there's no way we could. After that, Johnny, you've blown it. You've fucking blown it, Johnny. That was my intro to the next story. But Johnny, that's okay. We'll talk about it next week, okay?
Yeah.
To stay with the cars, do you really think yourself, right? Hey, Duesenberg is the ultimate. Like, that's a good family car, isn't it? You could go somewhere with your family in that.
Yeah, you could definitely go somewhere with your family in it.
You heard that sad story. There was an American, very rich person who had a Duesenberg, took it out for a run, and everyone died in it. Did you hear that terrible story?
No, I haven't heard about that. No.
They had a terrible traffic accident. It's very, very sad. But a Duesenberg, they're a special thing, aren't they? What do you think?
Yes, that to me is the ultimate in American-built cars. There's nothing better.
Is that better than a Packard or a Cadillac 16 or something?
Yes, I would rather have that than the V16 Cadillac or a Packard.
Now the V16, when did that come out from? The V16 Caddies. Bring it up on the screen, Johnny, please.
Introduced that in 27, I think.
I mean, what the fuck is a V16? How's that go as far as gas mileage goes, Johnny?
Spell today. Well, it doesn't really matter when you have that type of money. Probably this is 1937, the Aero Coupe.
Yeah.
Oh, God, look at that.
Do you like it?
I love that. That's beautiful.
How much do they go for?
I don't know. I'd have to look it up. I'd imagine over 200,000.
Wouldn't that be more attainable than a Juicy? Wouldn't that be better than a Juicy?
I don't think they made many of these. I think this is a little bit more rare than a Duesenberg.
Wouldn't that be a great... I just don't understand. Why wouldn't you go for a Cadillac V16? Wouldn't that be a cool car or not?
Ever since I was... See, you got to understand that my grandfather, who was my best friend, he's really raised me more than my old man. He was a very big car guy, and I told you he had an Auburn at one time when he was very young.
Yes.
What's funny is I don't know what he did. A quick side story is he was in... My family comes from Chicago, so...
Oh, we don't ask. Johnny, we don't ask. It's safer not to ask. If they're from Chicago, we don't say anything. You're in Vegas. They're from Chicago. Let's not fucking say anything, Johnny.
Well, I don't know how he was able to afford a car that was, especially an Auburn, that was only about a year or 2 years old when he bought it.
Yeah, we don't ask, Johnny. We shut up about it. Johnny, that's not the sort of question you ask. Fuck, Johnny.
Well, he used to say that he would frequent Capone's casino in Cicero, Illinois. So I don't know if he was a runner because my family from Poland, they were runners. They would run alcohol from Russia into Poland. So I don't know if he partake in doing that from Canada to the United States during Prohibition. I don't know. But I like that back then.
So Auburn, they were like a cheaper version of a Duesenberg, weren't they?
Mm-hmm.
Auburn Core Duesenberg, wasn't it?
Yep. Uh-huh. He had a...
He didn't have a Speedster, did he?
No, he had a sedan. It was Washington blue with a white Cordovan top, so it looked somewhat like this. It was a big...
Fuck, that's a cool car.
Yeah.
For a young Polish punk to be driving around in.
Yeah. I still have a picture of it somewhere. It's a beautiful, beautiful car.
And what cars did he get later on in life?
He was after that. Well, after that, after Prohibition ended, he became a welder, and he was a welder all the way from the early 30s all the way up to 1972, I think, is when he retired. And he had Chevy. He was a big Chevy guy. He really liked Chevys. So he had all the famous models: the 59 or 60 Impala, the 57 Bel Air, the 54 Bel Air. He had a 50.
What the fuck's gone wrong with Chevrolet now? Would you want a Chevrolet Malibu?
No. There's no American.
What's gone wrong?
It's the bean counters, like you said. It's not actual car guys in there anymore. They're gone. All the car guys are gone. It's nothing but bean counters trying to make the most amount profit as necessary. You know?
That's terrible, Johnny. Tell me this, Johnny. Caddies, are you a huge Caddy fan? What's the last decent Caddy?
The last decent Caddy? You know, I
bring it up, Johnny.
I kind of like the 1970 Coupe de Ville.
That was front-wheel drive, wasn't it?
No, that was the Eldorado. Can you take over for 1 second? I have to have a piss break. I'll be right back.
Sure. We're talking cars with Johnny Jarzen, and we're saying, what was the last decent American Caddy? And Johnny's saying the 1970 Coupe de Ville. And I got to tell you, I've got a soft spot for Cadillacs. And I'm not sure if I agree with Johnny's reasoning there. I thought the Cadillac, what did they have? What was that? Oh, fuck. You know, before they went into this crazy stage where it was a Brogan, a Cadillac, what the fuck is this big, it was a big fucking, I'm just trying to think of the model of, sorry, Johnny?
Cadillac Brougham.
Yeah, Cadillac, yeah, that's a cool car. These are like a 90s Cadillac. I thought they were still cool. Didn't you think, Johnny?
Oh, you mean the Fleetwood. The Cadillac Fleetwood.
Fleetwood! Yeah, that's your one! It's your Fleetwood! You don't like a Fleetwood Brougham. You don't think they're cool still, or not? Like, that's a 90s Cadillac. I love them, Johnny. I love them. I'm in love. I'll show you this one. I'm in love with this. This is a Fleetwood Brougham. I've just got it on the screen now, Johnny. I got it on the screen now. Fleetwood Brougham, Johnny. Look, that's it. That's it. I love those. Don't you love those or not?
The Fleetwood Brougham are very nice.
How much are they second-hand? Can I buy one of those in the States for? That's my company car when I work for Redline. How much can I get one of those for, Johnny?
Between $5,000 and $8,000.
Isn't that a great car, or you think I'm stupid?
They're a nice car. They've got a Chevy motor in it, though. I think they got
Don't all Cadillacs have a Chevy motor in them?
No. The other Cadillacs that they used at that time, they were using their own North Star motors. That was the big. Everybody liked the North Star because it created so much horsepower. So they weren't using Chevy engines. That one used a Chevy engine. No, I think it used a Corvette, a cast iron Corvette block, which would have been.
What's wrong with that? Corvettes are kind of cool, Johnny.
No, nothing wrong with it.
I just love the way it's got the pillar, the vinyl bit at the back there, the big doors.
Yep.
Don't you see what I'm saying or not? So what year is that Caddy there? Tell me about that one.
That's probably a 95, somewhere around that range. I think those
when did they stop making the Fleetwood?
I think in 97.
They don't have anything like that now, do they?
No. Cadillac has gone a completely different direction.
They got SUVs in that now, don't they? They make the Escapade.
Escalade, uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yep, they went completely different route.
Escalade's the vehicle of choice for how could I put it? Escalade is the vehicle of choice for well-to-do Mormons who have more than one wife.
I wouldn't say that. I think that's more of people who want to show off but don't have money type thing.
They buy an Escalade. What about these Brougham? I love this Brougham. What you reckon? $8 grand will get a decent one?
Yeah, you can get a decent one for about $8 grand. I would imagine. I mean, I don't really pay attention to those types of cars, so I couldn't.
Okay, tell me what you like, Johnny. Let's go back to your screen. Tell me what the last decent Cadillac. Let's bring this Coupe de Ville up, Johnny. Bring the Coupe de Ville up.
No, I'm not saying that. But this is something I'm saying that would probably qualify as the last decent Caddy.
So these are rear-wheel drive?
Rear-wheel drive. These aren't like the Eldorado, which had the front-wheel
That
drive.
is shit. That's shit, isn't it? Front-wheel drive sucks.
Well, back then it was a technological advance. I mean, the first ones that had it was the Riviera. And the Riviera and the Eldorado shared similar, I think they shared the same platform. So, I don't know. I think to me the last Cadillac I really like.
Yeah.
Is the 19.
Yeah.
I can't spell today. I don't know why I can't spell today. It's been a long week. So like a 1964 Coupe de Ville.
Oh, okay. Bring up an original. I don't like these. Oh, okay. They did that in a limo version too. You know that?
Yes. They called that.
That's a factory limo. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And those were back then. Fleetwoods were the limos, basically.
Oh, I see.
Or they would call it a Series 90, I think. A Series.
What went wrong? What went wrong with American cars? Tell me this. What the fuck went wrong? How could they go from making such beautiful things into pieces of shit that they make today?
Like I said, it's the bean counters, the car people, the people who were impassioned by car styling and engineering, and the Harley Earls. All those people are gone. It's the guys. I mean, I granted probably in the design studios you still have car guys, but once that design leaves the design studio, it gets turned over to guys who, well, we can make this part cheaper, so this has to change, or we can't have it this shape because the mold. Or not the the mold or the dye would be too expensive, so we have to even worse or make it look worse. So it's that the bean counters is what destroyed the American car industry.
Yes.
And the EPA.
Yes. You always blame the EPA, hey?
They're some things they do are good, but.
In Jaguar, here's a trivial fact for you. Jaguar had compliance problems in America, right?
Yes.
Because the exhaust needed to emit so much percentage of gas, so much poisonous chemicals per normal chemicals. You know what I mean? So Jaguar just had an air intake that went into the exhaust to up the number. That's all they did.
Yeah.
You gotta love it, don't you? But I gotta say, Johnny, the classic days of cars.
They're gone.
Lincoln, they were a great car. Lincoln, they had some fucking amazing cars, Lincolns, right? What? Give us a look at what Lincolns do you love? Tell me your Lincoln you love. What Lincoln do you love?
Pulling it up. There's my car.
You still got it?
Yeah, I still have it.
Do you love it?
I love that car.
What's it worth, Johnny? Tell me how much it's worth and how much you put into it.
I'd say probably around. I could probably sell for about 40 to 45,000.
And what do you put into it?
So far, I've put probably around 22,000 into it, 23.
And what do you love about this car? Tell me what you love about this '54 Lincoln.
Well, this isn't a stock car. This is customized. So
yeah, of course.
Yeah, you have it nosed and decked, and just the shape, everything was perfect. And then, the hard top without the rear, everything about it is just perfect. Even the factory one is perfect. But
they were expensive in the day. These were not poor people's cars.
They're about the same price as a Cadillac.
Yes.
And they used their own motor. It wasn't a Ford motor. It was a Lincoln Y block.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Yeah, it was a 317, and Ford was using a 292. I don't punched out 292.
Kennedy was shot in a Lincoln, wasn't he?
Yep, 61 Continental. That they actually here's an interesting trivia.
Yeah.
That one, they instead of having Lincoln build another car, because Lincoln updated the front end slightly in '62 on the Continental, they just had Lincoln put a '62 grill in it, but it was a '61, so it looked updated, and for '62 to the newer models.
LBJ then used it at his car, didn't he?
No, I think that he had a different one. I think the one that he got shot in, I think that one was immediately put out of service.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Got you. Now they destroy the cars. I don't understand you Americans. The presidential cars are destroyed now. Did you know that?
I didn't know that. I didn't know that at all. That's interesting. Why would they destroy them?
Well, because apparently it's got like anti-terrorism.
Oh, yeah. They don't want it to get in the wrong hands. Yeah.
Fucking morons. Do you Americans have anything sacred or not?
Yeah, we do. There's a lot of people like me dedicated to stuff that to preserving things like my car. There's still a lot of good Americans out there. I mean, there's a lot of good statesmen that we still have around. I mean, besides the political idiots and the politicians and all the bullshit on the media, which is all false, you still have good people who really believe in this country and believe that there's opportunity here, and in manufacturing and all sorts of things. You got to look at the brighter side. If you
I thought all the manufacturing went to Mexico, didn't it?
Well, most of it went to China, but there's people starting to manufacture here in the States. My printing, that's manufactured here, right here in good old Las Vegas. I could send printing to China, but I don't. I mean, it's worth it. I'd rather have American jobs. I'd rather support the American economy.
Yes.
So if you focus on the negatives like
Johnny,
go ahead.
Time for us to wrap up the show. We've gone over time, but it's been a great... Okay?
Definitely. It was a great show. Thank everybody for...
So I'm just going to end the show here. Thank you so much. Great having you. So there we go. Archie's having a break next week. So the week after we'll be back in line pumping as normal there, Johnny. It's just stopping the live show. It just takes a minute for
You're breaking up, right?
Oh, Johnny.
You there?
Johnny, you there? Yeah, I'm there. It was still live on the air. Just be careful. I don't know what's going on here. It just seems to be funny, Johnny, but... Jesus. Johnny, what the fuck is wrong with... I'm gonna cut the course.
Okay. You there? Hello? Guess that's it.